An artist's worst fear is being placed in a box. Truly creative people can't contain their vision to one medium. It gets on everything they touch. You might mostly be a singer, but you also want to paint and write stories and build sculptures and make furniture. This is why so many artists give up. Not necessarily because they're lazy, but because they become overwhelmed with inspiration. Anytime they start in one direction, they think, well, I don't want to just be a guitarist, or just be a singer, or just be a painter. The irony is that they then end up becoming none of those things. They become just a waiter or just an accountant out of what feels like necessity without even knowing the trade-off they're making. I don't think most artists consciously decide to quit on their dreams. They just brush them off to the side momentarily because they're too exhausting to confront. But a dream is not something that can be followed passively. You are asking the universe, let me do Excel sheets or let me flip burgers with my life, because you're going to have to make your money somehow. Not that there's anything wrong with those things, by the way, unless you're settling for them, selling yourself short. The solution is to pick a direction and run that way. Choose one of your artistic mediums and stick with it till you can get yourself off the ground. You aren't abandoning your other art forms, you're just temporarily shifting away from them so that you'll have more time for them in the future. You need money just to exist in society, and as an artist, you need society. Society is your audience, the ones who appreciate and are comforted by and learn from your creations. They are also the ones who fund you. But you have to spend enough time honing your craft to be worth paying for. You have to go all in, if only temporarily. You have to hyperfixate, obsess over a single medium of expression, until you're so good that people can't look away. So good that they'll pay you to do it. Now, if you're really who you say you are, an artist, you probably don't like hearing this word. Money. You don't want your creations labeled with dollar values. It diminishes their meaning, right? You make art because you love it, not because you're looking to gain something out of it. You don't want to be a sellout. Well, unless you have an inheritance to spend or a basement that your mom's willing to let you live in forever, you need money, whether or not you want it. At least to start out, you have to market your art well enough to people that they'll pay you to make more. This doesn't mean getting rid of your authenticity, because that would be selling out. This just means finding the right, unique angle to advertise yourself with. Treating your pursuit like a business, because it has to be. You have to get money from somewhere, and your options are as follows. You can find a way to sell the product that you care about, your art, which actually excites you and makes you look forward to getting out of bed in the morning. Or you can spend a huge portion of your life selling someone else's product in hopes that maybe on the weekends or someday in retirement you'll find time again for your creations. See, unless you're going off the grid to build yourself a cabin, which I actually totally admire, you're gonna need some money. But even then I'd imagine you'd have to buy yourself an axe. Look, I condemn greed, and your art's not gonna be that good in the first place if money's your only motivation. But I don't think that yours is. Creative people need this push. Someone to tell them that it's okay to ask a nickel in return for a song. It's necessary. Making enough money from the thing you love to allow you to keep doing that thing is a goal anyone would like to achieve. Not for the sake of the money, but for the sake of centering your life around passion. And hopefully, as you find more success in that passion, you will gain the financial freedom, which will grant you the artistic freedom to go back to making beats and drawing comics all day like you used to do back in Mom's basement. Only, now it'll be your own place, that you paid for, and she'll finally be proud of you. This is the only life we are guaranteed, and we already have a limited amount of choice within it. So, don't spend those choices on things that are unfulfilling.